418, we are keeping a close eye on what is brewing right now down south. I know we've been watching Hurricane Ian as things have been ramping up a bit. I know
That's
this
right.
time yesterday morning we were, wasn't even a hurricane at this point. What are we looking at now as far as categories?
It just upgraded to a Category 3 storm, and it's just now making landfall over western Cuba right now. We actually have the radar down in Key West, Florida fired up, and that's showing us the eye of the storm now making its way over western Cuba and then going to re-intensify as it makes its way into the Gulf of Mexico, continuing on that track toward the western coast of Florida. So it is one of those weather situations where we'll continue to monitor this, as it is still anticipated to continue to intensify as we get into the next couple of days here even. So this is the live radar that I have called up here from Key West. And this is the center of the storm here as it's making its way onshore down in western Cuba. Now this is expected to rapidly move across Cuba and then eventually back into the Gulf of Mexico, which is where the warm ocean waters are that will fuel the storm to once again potentially develop into a Category 4 storm. So as of right now, we have, of course, got warnings posted all up that western shore of Florida here, all the way from the Florida Keys, where we've got tropical storm warnings, up toward Tampa, where a hurricane warning is now in effect, and of course storm surge warnings all along the coast, as well as flood warnings. So this is the satellite imagery of this storm over the past 3 hours. You can see the outer bands already impacting South Florida, as the storm has sustained winds of around 115 miles per hour, which do keep this at a Category 3. So over the next about 24 hours from now, this is the latest forecast model here from the National Hurricane Center, expected to become a Category 4 storm as it tracks still looks like toward the Tampa Bay area. That looks like the zone where we could see landfall here as we get into early Thursday, and that will essentially weaken this storm initially once it gets onshore to a Category 2, and then eventually as this stalls out and works its way even farther up to the north, becoming a tropical depression. Now, as far as local impacts from this storm here in central Indiana, might get some stray rain showers out of this as we look ahead all the way at Sunday, but it does look like very minimal impacts that we would feel from that tropical system here locally. We've got a clear sky in the meantime, and our temperature that is plummeting during the overnight with that clear sky and the wind coming in out of the west. We're down to 46 degrees here in Indy, and there's already some outlying locations that have dropped into the 30s. So certainly a jacket-worthy start to the day, around 43 still during the 7 o'clock hour. That'll be about the coolest part of our day. And then plenty of sunshine as we warm to 59 by 1 o'clock. But here's the deal. The wind's going to kick up once again for today, gusting in excess of 20 to 25 miles per hour, and that's going to keep that extra chill to the air, very similar to yesterday. So that's going to really make those temperatures struggle to get back into the low 60s for highs today. Forecasting around 63 here in Indy, which is about 10 degrees below average. 64 down in Shelbyville. We've got 62 over in Richmond. And then as we go into the evening tonight, we're going to keep that sky clear as the sun sets around 7:34 and then dropping back through the 50s. Going to be another chilly one overnight tonight, around 44 for your low here in Indy, where we see a little bit more cloud cover, especially in northeastern parts of the state, perhaps a degree or two warmer, but for everybody, it's going to be a chilly one once again overnight. Heading into the day tomorrow, we will increase cloud cover a little bit, but as far as temperatures go, very similar to today with a high of around 63. We're back to the upper 60s as we get into our Thursday, and then even warmer on Friday, and planning ahead for the weekend. Looks like we are going to be much more seasonal. Keep in mind that average high is around 74 at this point. Again, that stray shower possible south on Sunday. Otherwise, a dry forecast all the way through early next week.